Ollama just released its Python and JavaScript library. If you are using Ollama for running models locally on your CPU or laptop, then this video is going to teach you how to use Ollama within Python. So if you're not familiar with Ollama, Ollama is one of the most popular and also completely open source way to run local large language models. And typically you would use Ollama within CLI, command line interface, or you would use Ollama with some kind of web UI. But now, thanks to Ollama Python library and JavaScript library, you can install Ollama and then use it within the respective programming languages. Like in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Ollama within Python and what are the certain things that you can do. I'm not going to go into every single detail, but there are certain things that I wanted to highlight, and that's why this video is. First, to start with, you need to install pip3 install Ollama. If you're on Mac, do pip3. If you're on Windows, I think pip should be completely fine. So pip install Ollama or pip3 install Ollama. The idea is to install Ollama. The interface that you are seeing right now is Visual Studio Code. You can do the same within your terminal. You can do the same within Command Prompt or Jupyter Notebook. After you have successfully installed Ollama, then the next thing is you need to import Ollama. Ollama has certain objects within it like chat and messages and other things. But here we are going to start with chat. So this is the typical way you would chat with a large language model. And when you say Ollama.chat, you have to specify. For example, you can see here, you have to specify the model, then you have to specify the message, then you have to specify whether you want to stream the result, which means you don't have to keep the user waiting until the entire message is sent. So you can stream the result, then what kind of response you want, and if you have got certain other options. So now we have got the model. We want the Mistral model to be used. Then we are saying what is the message. The message goes with this format. The role is the user and content is why is the sky blue. Once you have this response, then once you get the response, then you use the response and get the message of the response and the content of the response. And you just print it, you're going to get a response. So you can see the color of the sky appears blue due to process called scattering. So it's first thing, it's going to download the model and then call this locally. You don't need internet to use it at all. I mean, first time when you download the model, you need internet. After that, you don't need it. Now you might be wondering what kind of advantages you have. First of all, this makes it super easy to interact with Ollama within Python interface. So you can integrate Ollama, a large language model, basically within any Python code, basically because now Ollama is part of the Python code. It's just a Python code, not a CLI anymore. And also this would make your life easier in deploying a lot of Python related environments. So let me ask a different question so that you know that I'm just doing it in real time. Instead of why is the sky blue, I'm going to ask a simple question. So what is the capital of India? The answer should be New Delhi, but let's see what it says. So it has taken 3.7 seconds. The capital city of India is New Delhi. And then it goes into giving me a bunch of details, which I do not need. So if you don't want, you can give, like, for example, you can say just answer in one word. So these kind of things you can add it, and it didn't listen. Honestly, it didn't listen. But yeah, these are certain things that you can do within prompt, the prompt engineering aspect, to get the right response. But the objective here is that we did Ollama.chat. Now, as you might have noticed, the entire message takes time to come. For example, let me ask a slightly longer question. Write 100 words about Elon Musk. So I said write 100 words about Elon Musk. It took 2.6 seconds, but you did not know what was happening in the 2.6 seconds. And that is where the whole concept of streaming comes into picture. This is exactly what ChatGPT does, so that you believe that ChatGPT is working, it's giving you response. It's a very easy user experience so that the user knows what is happening. So now if you want to stream the response, you're going to do Ollama chat, and the thing that you're going to add is stream is equal to true. Now when you get the stream, you're going to take chunks of it and then you're going to print it. So let us ask the same question in this case. First of all, write 100 words about Elon Musk. I'm going to paste the same question here and I'm going to send it. And you can see here, it is actually printing in real time. So you can see, you would have seen the scroll increasing. Let me print something else, like write 100 words about, let's say, Mark Zuckerberg. And the moment I run it, you would see that it is going to start expanding. You would see the scroll expanding. So I ran this, and you can see here, okay, it went down, but you can see that continuously streaming, the message getting streamed. In fact, if you want, you can word wrap it. You can say, like, for every 100 every, let's say, 10 characters, I want it in the next line. So you can basically do all these things. Like, for example, I can keep it something like this, and you can see for every the chunk that you have got, it is going to give you a new line. Maybe not a great user experience, but these are certain things that you can do. Like, for example, here it's printing and streaming. So now we have learned how to chat simply. Now we also learned how to stream along with the chat. The next thing is, sometimes you don't want to chat at all. You don't want the user, you don't want the assistant. All you want is ask a question and generate a response back. And that is quite possible with Ollama.generate. So here we used Ollama.chat. Here we're going to use Ollama.generate. Use the same model Mistral, and then just ask whatever question you want. Why is the sky blue? So let's put it inside a response object. Why is the sky blue? So the response object is there. Now we are going to say response of messages. I think it's a response of message. Let's see. Message is not there. Message is not there as well. That's great. My memory is so bad. Now let's print it. So you can see response is there. So response dot response dictionary object does not have response. What am I doing? Okay, I should have called it like this. That's my bad. Response, and then when you print it, you're going to get the response back. And like this, you can get the message. You can do whatever you want. Like, you have other attributes as well. Like, if you just see that here, so you can see it says the model name, when it was created, the response, whether it is successfully done, the context, and a bunch of other information, the load duration, the prompt eval count, eval duration, and all the other information. Now, if you want to see what all models that you have got, you can just simply do ollama.list. That will tell you what is the model that you are using the latest Mistral model. It was last edited on, let's say, 2nd January 2024. Size of the model, and what is the format. You are using a GGUF format. The model's base model size is 7 billion parameter, but the one that we are using is a Q4_0 quantized model. This is quite handy. This makes it really easy for you to integrate this with anything that you have got. Let's say you've got a Streamlit application, ridiculously easy. You've got a Gradio application, ridiculously easy. Flask, anything you want to deploy in internal server. A lot of companies have already made it easier to deploy Python. So with this Ollama Python library, it becomes super easy to integrate large language models in your everyday application. I know only Python, so that's why I focused on Python, but you can do the same with JavaScript as well. So if you go here, you can do npm install npm install Ollama, and then you can start using Ollama and use the model that you want and just send the response back. If you're interested, just do npm install Ollama and then try this in your browser. It should work completely fine. I hope this was helpful to you in learning how to use Ollama Python within your Python code. It is quite handy. It also has like multimodal support. I might probably do one more video where I do explore the advanced side of this. But until then, I think this should be really helpful if you're interested in local, decentralized, large language models. See you in another video. Happy prompting.